Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about all things Blind Wave and all kinds of other stuff, too. All kinds of stuff.
It's true.
Hope you guys are all having a good day. Welcome, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube or wherever. And how are you guys all doing today?
I'm good. I'm doing great. I'm testing various mic positions. I think I found the perfect one.
Gotcha.
Yep.
We had some really cool reactions today, and if you're waiting for them, pretty much everything we did today was a live show. It's just a matter of waiting on shows to get
Edited
editors
and
have to
upload.
get them. They have to edit them. They have to render them. They have to upload them. You know, it just takes some time. So all of those will be up as soon as they can for everyone who's asking in chat. But in the meantime, we get to talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, stuff. I love stuff.
Love stuff.
Yep.
All right. Yes, reactions. They were fun. So
Yeah,
be
man.
prepared for those. Good stuff.
Yep. And things.
There'll be more fun once you have 2 more deaths in Dark Souls, Aaron.
Yeah. Yes, Rick. I am at 298 deaths. If you're unaware, there is for every 100 deaths, we watch a Neil Breen movie. I guess you can call them movies.
It's a film.
They are movies.
I'm not calling it a film.
It's an artistic endeavor. It's a film.
I'm not calling it a film.
We need to get one of them in the Library of Congress.
They might be.
Uh,
I don't know.
Which one would you put? Any of the ones that we've seen already?
Oh, man. That's a good question. I'd say it'd have to be Double Down or Fateful Finding, both of which you've seen.
Okay.
I mean, Twisted Pair is great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But, like the first one is significant because it's his first one. But the third one, I feel like he really comes into his stride. I would probably put Fateful Findings. And then Twisted Pair is just like a perfection of the formula, I think. But maybe his new one that I haven't seen. Because Aaron won't die enough.
Damn it, Aaron.
I'm trying. I think you know what? I think I might just be done with the game. I don't know if I'm gonna play it anymore. I think I might just move on.
Finish.
You know, Calvin stopped Elden Ring. You know, like
He wasn't gonna finish.
I might just stop Dark Souls 3.
you can do it.
There's only 3 bosses left. I don't need to beat them. I beat the main game. This is a good time to
You've
stop.
gone so much further into Dark Souls 3 than I ever would have into Elden Ring. At least on stream.
Yeah. All right. So I have 3 bosses left in the DLC. So I'm sure I will hit 300. I don't know. I'm just curious what my 300th death will be. If it'd be good or if it'd be
No, it's going to be some
terrible or-
bullshit
We
thing.
have a celebration.
There have been times where it's like, wait, we're at the 200th death, and it's like, oh man, how's he gonna die on this one? And it's like, wait, that's how you died? Really?
Yep.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I wasn't
Underwhelming.
full
Yeah.
or crazy. And I just like backed up by accident and fell off a cliff, you
Yep.
know, or.
That's how it should be.
But yeah, no, it has been fun trying to play through and beat it. I did beat one boss on Monday, with the help of my good friend Gail,
Ooh.
which was just like I was able to summon an NPC that also helped me,
Cool.
which I felt like was reasonable because I had
You're
to
a
fight.
friendly wizard from Weatherdeep.
I had to fight 2 enemies at first, and then once you beat them, they like turned into 1 enemy, and I felt like it was fair for me to have a friend help me fight 2.
Gotcha.
So
Sounds reasonable.
and I attempted them on my own the week before, to no avail, but I tried it, and then I tried it once or twice without him, and then he joined me and helped me the next time. But then I got to a point where, like, I don't know, there was like a long traveling section, lots of enemies, lots of crazy, I don't even know to call them traps or what to call them, but yeah, I died quite a bit. But you can find that on the gaming channel, Blindwave Gaming, or also here at twitch.tv/blindwave. The VODs are all available on both, I believe, currently, on the YouTube Live or on Twitch as VODs. So, but I'll be streaming again Monday at 6. And yeah, I'm sure I'll hit 300. I'll try not to.
I'm sure you will as well.
I tried hard in that last little bit when I was sitting at 298.
You
I'm like,
really
I do
should
not
try
want to die.
not to, because we have a developed movie reaction schedule that you're gonna ruin. But
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you also agreed, so
I just
Yeah,
need to-
we all had faith in you, and that's why we set up our movie reaction plan like this. So if you don't, then you're letting us down.
don't let us down, Aaron.
we could just like scrap the deal.
No. we're nothing if not men of our word.
Yeah.
Right,
All right.
Aaron?
All right. Calvin, you started playing a game.
Yeah, I did. I
did
started
that
playing
go?
Split Fiction with Carmen on Tuesdays. First stream was so much fun. It's awesome. It's just a lot of fun. It's a great 2-player experience, especially for couples. I think it's what it's intended for.
Mhm.
You know?
I played It Takes Two, and I thought that was a really fun gaming experience especially a co-op experience.
Yeah.
And the story was interesting, especially if it's on a couple's kind of perspective, I guess.
Yeah.
But I haven't played Split Fiction yet. It just came out last week. But if it's as good as It
Yeah,
Takes
actually,
Two, I think I'll enjoy
1
it.
week ago today, I believe.
Yeah, last Thursday,
Sounds
I
about
think.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on my list to play as well.
It's quite good. I like it more by this point than I did It Takes Two 3 hours in. I was still kind of getting my feet wet, understanding what the format of the game was going to
Gotcha.
be like.
So it's
by
a
this
water
point.
level.
You should play it, Aaron.
As long as there's no needles and you're trying to trick me.
It's real good, Aaron.
Now you have me worried. All right. But I'm glad you had fun.
Yep.
I hope people enjoyed that. That's on Tuesdays if you guys want to join
Yeah.
in for some Split Fiction.
Tuesdays, 6 p.m. It's the current schedule for that.
The Amish electrician said, "That's some beard, Eric. You going Amish?" Now, correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe I'm just involved in a stereotype, but do Amish people have mustaches when they do their beards? I generally see it here.
So you mean do they grow
They
hair
don't
here?
do up here.
They do neck hair, not facial hair. Yeah. I think that's something to do with...
We have Amish community around us, and that's what I generally see.
Yeah. An Amish beard, also known as the Shenandoah, is a style of facial hair with the hairs grown full and long over the jaw and chin, meeting the sideburns, while above the mouth is shaved.
That's called the Shenandoah?
Shenandoah.
That's so cool. I didn't know that.
Or Shenandoah.
I choose Shenandoah.
Yeah, that's how I've heard it.
Yeah.
Shin Godzilla Doa.
But it's spelled
That's
Shenandoah.
not,
so.
that's not how it works.
Shenandoah River. Okay.
That's not what I thought you were
Shenandoah.
going to transition us into, Eric,
I'm
whenever
sorry?
you started to talk. It was do they have mustaches?
Well, I was just trying.
I don't know.
I saw that and be like, huh? No, it's not. It's not an Amish beard. And then I'm going, wait, this might be an opportunity to learn. Maybe they do.
It's like the opposite of a Viltrumite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Well...
Yeah, I don't know. I might play Elden Ring in the future, Visions. I saw someone ask about that. I want to finish Dark Souls 3, and then I might take a break from those games a little bit, but hopefully not as long as the last time when I played Dark Souls 1 to 3, which I think was 3 or 4 years. I think
it was a
quite
while.
So, but I would like to play Elden Ring and Bloodborne at some point.
Yeah.
We probably also will take questions later, especially through Twitch. So if you guys want to submit questions, I saw one come through already.
Yeah, okay.
But you can do that on Twitch with your channel points, submit a question, and we will try to go through those probably later on. Yes, Dora said Dark Souls 1 was back in 2020 during the quarantine.
Yeah.
We were all locked down.
Wow, really?
Speaking of streams and stuff too, tomorrow our group stream is going to be Fragpunk, which is a game I played in the beta, but it just came out recently, and it's a free-to-play 5v5 shooter. So
Yeah.
we're going to be checking that out tomorrow. I don't think Calvin's played it.
I did not play it, no.
He's usually the other one that plays those kind of games. But it should be fun. So join us for that. If it's easy enough to invite in viewers into lobbies, I might try to do that a little bit. But Rivals, I think, is fairly easy to do it.
Gotcha.
I don't
Rivals
know
is
how
pretty easy,
Fragpunk is set up.
Frag Punk. So if people
Probably
can try to
through
play tomorrow.
Steam
Yeah.
invites, maybe.
Yeah, it's a free-to-play game on Steam, so you can get it there if you want to, and we'll try to see about maybe getting some people in with us.
Yeah, that would be fun.
If we can't, I'm sorry. Still come and have fun.
Yeah.
So.
You guys can sit there and watch us have fun.
So, and then the Let's see. I guess we could mention, talking about streams, April, we're looking at doing some new stuff with something called crowd control, and we should have a lot more information on that within the next week. But if you haven't followed us, especially through Twitch, there's going to be a lot of interactions with various games, and we hope you guys will have fun with that. So make sure you guys join us in April for all that kind of stuff. That's all I'll give, I guess, for now. But
That's
we
the
should
tease. Come back next week. Maybe we'll have more.
Yeah, we should have like some scheduled stuff and different information coming out in the next week. So by next Thursday's podcast, we should be able to talk about a lot more of what's coming.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone will have fun with it. We've been planning it for a little while now, trying to get things figured out and set up. So
Yeah. I'm really excited for it. Hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys too.
yes, I hope so. I hope everyone enjoys it. Hopefully to be as fun as people enjoy like Scream Stream,
Yeah.
which I think people enjoy Scream Stream during October. So if you've been here for that, hopefully you have a better idea of kind of what we're working on. So, anything else that anyone has or anything new that's
business
going on? If not, I know that there's a thing that Rick and I had talked about that we might talk about and go through.
Yeah, maybe. I'm over here stewing about something similar. Well, he was talking about split fiction. So I'm like, You know, I was trying to think in my head on like making a ranking list, Eric, of like the best co-op games of all time.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
So I was Googling like, what are some of the best co-op games of all time? And I was reading all these lists, and they're all like games that came out like 2007 or later. And I was just stewing like,
Oh, that type of stew. I got excited.
all these young kids haven't played these classics like Secret of Mana or Goof Troop.
Goof Troop.
I do think Goof Troop's a good one.
Goof Troop's a fantastic
I'm surprised
co-op
you pulled
game.
that one out, Rick.
What?
It's on the
Surprise! I have taste.
It's on the Super Nintendo.
I've still played good games on consoles I did not own. The thing called emulation.
Man, I have to think about what would be like my top 10 co-op games.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it too.
'Cause there is a lot of co-op games. Like I'd probably pick I might pick like Cuphead. You know,
Cuphead's real good.
Or at least a shooter style, like Contra Shattered Soldier, or something like that.
Yep.
I think they're really good. But is this like a game? Like I think like It Takes Two, like is a game meant to be a co-op game, and it's like since it's made like you could play Contra alone.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you can't play like It Takes Two alone. It's made to be a
Right.
co-op game. Or what was that other one they did? The Brothers.
A Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is
No.
a single-player game. You're thinking of A Way Out?
A Way Out. Yeah, the brothers that are in prison or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
They're not brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
they're
all
not
right.
brothers. That's what threw me.
I haven't played it. I thought they were brothers.
No.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else
They're
related.
bros.
Prison and Brothers.
Not brothers.
Maybe.
But like Resident Evil 5, you can play alone, but you really don't want to.
Well, yeah, sure. That one I think is also made to be a co-op kind of game.
Yeah.
So is Resident Evil 6, but I don't know if I'd put that as like towards the top of co-op games. I think I could have a lot of other ones. Though there is some stuff in that game that I think is really cool in the co-op idea.
Yeah.
Just not in like the general story idea.
Well, it's kind of similar to Dead Space 3, right? Which has some really cool co-op stuff in it.
Yeah.
Chat was mentioning Portal 2. Portal
Portal-
2 is a really great
Portal
co-op
2 is
game.
good, for sure.
Army of Two was also mentioned. I played Army of Two by
Yep.
myself in the co-op format.
Yeah, because they had like an AI guy. Right?
Aaron,
Yeah.
did I play that with you?
Yeah, we played it.
Okay. I was like, I know I played it.
We played it and we beat it.
I played it with 2 controllers.
Nice.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you
I
didn't.
did.
Like with your feet or what?
No, not at the same time. I would lay them like I would sit one like on the couch next to me, and I was like, oh, this guy's getting attacked. I would fight with him for a bit, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna switch over to this guy.
Damn.
So I would
Calvin.
like switch aggro and stuff.
It's like those people who play Ikaruga co-op by themselves.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That one is like an okay co-op, but it doesn't have to be co-op either.
No.
Okay.
I don't have many options for my list.
Did you
For
and your
co-op
brother
stuff?
play many co-op games?
Not really. We played multiplayer like, GoldenEye and stuff, but not many. Do you
think-
count like arcade X-Men or
Oh, yeah,
Ninja
100%.
Turtles. Because I would say X-Men and Ninja Turtles are probably my top two. Because those
They're
we played
solid.
all the time.
Yeah.
At the skating rink.
Solid choices.
Other than that, not much. No. The Simpsons game.
The
game.
Halo co-op campaign.
Yep.
I played a lot of co-op of that, so that would have to be way up there for me. Trying to think of some others. We didn't really have a lot of co-op and multiplayer options because we could never rely on the internet.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it was just like single player games that have a local co-op option, but they weren't necessarily like everybody else's favorite co-op games, you know?
Sure. Like Donkey Kong Country, you could play co-op, but it was like one person would control Donkey, one person would control Diddy, and if you swapped, you would just like now that person's in control. Like you weren't necessarily working together. You were just like, all right, you control it now instead.
Gotcha.
And also like Diddy and Donkey have like kind of different feels in their momentum and how fast like Diddy is, but like what Donkey Kong can jump on. So like switching is sometimes preferred, but typically it's just Diddy's just naturally better. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to be Diddy or be Donkey Kong sometimes. So
Gotcha.
stuff like that's kind of a weird aspect where it's like it is co-op, but I don't think it's like great co-op, I guess, you know?
Yeah, like the reason I got so mad is I found this one of like 55 best co-op games, and the number 55 was Marvel Rivals. I almost flipped over my table because I think that's a great game. That's not a co-op game.
It
I mean,
is.
It is a co-op
It's
game.
a team-based shooter. It's not co-op.
You have to cooperate.
You have to cooperate with your team.
Disagree.
There are two teams that are both cooperating with themselves.
I don't
Yeah.
know enough to have an opinion.
I mean, it is cooperative. I think the argument is whether it should be in the top 50 list of a cooperative game list, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Because it is also versus, but there's definitely cooperative, like,
yeah, the
you,
best
you gotta
teams
cooperate.
are
Yeah.
cooperating.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I get what you mean. But it's definitely a game made to be like, hey, you should work as a team. So I don't know. I probably would pick other games higher, which is probably why that's 55. So I don't know. Cooperative, not co-op. What's the difference?
It's just a contraction of the same word.
Is co-op not?
Well, it's
cooperative?
like there's a difference between a shoot 'em up and a shmup. Like those are two different genres of games.
Sure, that's not what I'm asking though. I'm not asking for a like I've never heard of anyone say a cooperative game. They say it, like it's a co-op game,
Yeah.
right? I want to find co-op games, right?
Well, like cooperative is a trait that a game can have, but
Yeah.
co-op is a genre. If that makes sense.
I
So, like-
don't follow.
Well, like
I feel like it's saying, like, this is a first-person shooter, or this is an FPS.
no, it's more like so an RPG can be a genre, but it can also be a mechanic. So you can have RPG mechanics in games that are not RPGs, I think.
Sure.
And it's the same with cooperation and co-op.
Is there a difference between like, because Marvel Rivals is you're cooperating against another team that's cooperating, but is a co-op game like you and another person against like
The environment?
the environment? You know, is like PVE versus PvP. Is there any difference in that?
So like Borderlands would be okay because it's 4 people all shooting at bad guys, but they're not other player characters.
I think Borderlands would be a co-op.
But Marvel Rivals like the same thing. It's just that it's an arena with other players, not with PvE. Is that the difference? That's an issue.
Yeah, it's the fact that you're adding competitive into the mix, I think. Because I think you can't have something that is both co-op and competitive. I feel like they're exclusive to one another.
Well, they're siloed from each other, though. Like, you're cooperating with your team, but you're also... Your team is versus another team.
Ooh. Okay, how about this? Would Left 4 Dead be a co-op game?
Yes.
Okay. Would Left 4 Dead be a co-op game when you have 4-player team controlling zombies against your team?
No, I would say that's a competitive mode in a co-op game.
So because the online aspect is there, it no longer becomes co-op?
That's what I would say.
There's also semi-cooperative, where players are trying to win individually but are forced to work together to succeed.
I feel like that's Rivals.
You always define co-op as couch play, says Garrus. Yeah, but what if
there's online co-op as well.
What if I'm playing a co-op? I'm trying to think of a game.
Well, like you can play Street Raids 4 co-op online.
Yeah, like just having it online and not on the same couch. Like it's still co-op.
This is what happens when you try to put things in boxes.
What?
You eventually get to the fringe and the boxes don't make
the
any
boxes
sense.
blur.
You just make new boxes.
But then you get to the fringe and you make new boxes. Then you get to the fringe and you make new boxes.
You can never have enough boxes, Eric.
It's like trying to
Eric,
get from
look
one...
downstairs on the shelves. How many boxes do you have?
You can.
You have more boxes than all of us.
I don't know, I'll always get more.
Yeah, but each one is in one box, except for the Build-A-Figures. Never mind. This analogy is breaking down.
It's like the infinite space between the numbers 1 and 2.
See, I think co-op as just being couch play, like, I think that's different because there's specifically like couch co-op.
Yeah,
Like that is a specific definition that's separate from just co-op.
yeah, it's like a subgenre, like a split screen.
Yeah.
Can it be co-op, but then it just has like competitive at the end, or a competitive co-op? Is that a thing?
But I think competitiveness, like I think you can have competitive games and you can have cooperative competitive games, but I don't think. I think that the competitiveness overrides everything else.
I don't think so, because like, if you're forced to cooperate with your teammates versus a challenge, I don't think it matters whether that challenge is controlled by an AI or another human player. You're still having to cooperate with your teammates.
But if you're playing against an AI, you don't call that a competitive game.
I mean, it depends on who's playing. I have some friends that get pretty competitive regardless. But I mean, I get what you mean. The competitive side is typically against real players.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it
I don't know
has
that,
to be.
I don't know
though.
that it has to negate a co-op experience either, per se.
It does if that's his box.
I mean, I guess if that's your box,
That's your
then
box.
I guess.
Just
But
say his box isn't
like,
worse than your
like-
box.
looking at the definition of co-op for games, stands for cooperative, and it goes for a game mode where players work together as a team to achieve a common goal, often against non-player character opponents. It doesn't say it has to be, it just says often. But you could do an online co-op thing. What about what if it's, there's a game and I can't think of what it is, but I feel like you have a team and there's another team and you're both playing against PvE stuff, but you're competing to try to beat the other team to whatever it is. Like, is that not competitive and cooperative? Like,
Is that, did PlanetSide do that?
I don't know. There's something, I'm trying to picture what it was because I remember it being a thing. And I think I might have played it once.
I played PlanetSide 2 for a little bit.
Yeah,
I did play
we all
PlanetSide
played
2.
PlanetSide 2 on stream
Yeah.
a couple times.
Did you fight against other players in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like teams of like 160 versus 160, I think. Three teams.
And
of 160.
PlanetSide? Yeah, PlanetSide
Yeah.
2. It was like 3 major armies all battling for
That was like
territory. I remember
global
that.
scale battles and stuff.
But yeah, I can't think of what it was. But I feel like I remember something where it's like you weren't necessarily fighting each other. You were trying to achieve a goal before the other team achieved their goal. And I can't think of what it was.
It's like I think you could have a race of like 2 players playing Cuphead against 2 players playing Cuphead and doing a speed run type scenario. So I think you can make a competitive event around a cooperative game.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think that makes Cuphead competitive,
Sure.
if that makes sense.
Like you can do a Ocarina of Time randomizer with the same seed and compete with another person on the same seed to do a different thing.
Yeah. I mean, you can make anything competitive,
Make
though,
anything,
I think.
anything. The boxes don't matter.
So you're saying Marvels could just count as co-op too?
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to make sure. I was wondering which box you fit in, Eric. So, I don't know. I've been seeing chat bring up different ideas and stuff too. Someone's saying Splatoon, like all kinds of different things. But,
So if you're ranking them, though, like, what is your standard for what makes a better cooperative game?
sure. Well, that's like when I was
Is it
talking
like an
about.
intended thing? Is, you know...
That's like when I was talking about, like, well, things that might rank up higher first for me might be the games that are made to specifically be
two-
like,
yeah, two
it's
or more
made
people.
to be a co-op game. Those probably have
Sure.
the best co-op experiences, probably.
Yeah,
Versus like Halo has co-op that you can do, but it's also made to be one single player game too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like how much does playing with another person enhance the experience? I think is one of the main things you would have to consider.
Because I can play Baldur's Gate 3 on myself and have a good time, but play with you guys and have a great time too.
Sure, yeah.
So I might not count that one. I don't know.
But one point, yeah, when we played Sea of Thieves, like that was a fun. I felt like that was a co-op experience. But sometimes there's some pirates that show up that are another group,
Yeah.
but I still think it's a co-op experience.
Sure.
But sometimes they want to steal our stuff, and now I get competitive.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think that just makes it not co-op anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it changes the entire like intent of the game that now we are no longer working together. We are individuals that just happen to be standing on the same boat fighting enemies.
Yeah, I guess that's how I would look at it. If the game is intended for a group of people to work together to achieve the goal, it is still co-op.
Yeah.
It just might also have, it can have other genres of
It can
whatever.
have other aspects to
Yeah.
change the
That's how I would
gaming
look at
loop.
So if I was making a top 10 or 20 or 50 list, I'd probably look at the games that are geared around that first, which might be why Marvel Rivals is up there, where it's like, if you don't work together, and I think that one more than some other like shooter aspects is like sometimes like League of Legends, if one person does really well,
Sure.
like, they
They
can
can kinda
carry
carry.
the team
Yeah.
and you guys can win. But I feel like Marvel Rivals, like just having one person who is like really doing well doesn't necessarily mean that everyone else doesn't have to pull their weight as much.
Yeah. There's not as much opportunities in Rivals to snowball like there are in League
yeah.
or Dota 2.
Yeah,
or
you don't
anything
get
like
built
that.
up and get items and get
Yeah.
stronger through the game or anything. You're just
There's no real in-game advantage personally to get more eliminations or to be on the point longer. It's just that it's a benefit to your team as a whole.
yeah. So, but with that, like, I would probably look at like It Takes Two, Split Fiction, like those games first, and start looking out from there of what other co-op experiences there
Yeah.
are and what works really well. I do think that whenever I think co-op, I typically think of like two people is like what I go to initially, but I think that's also because I grew up in a time of video games typically being two players was the most you could play.
It was
with.
like the max,
Yeah.
right?
And then like, I mean, most of my life I grew up in times where it wasn't the case, but for some reason I think my initial co-op mindset is like, oh, two people playing together or something, you know?
Yeah, like since the 2600, you've been able to do 4 players, but it's not built in to the console.
Mhm.
So like you have to have a separate periphery for the NES or whatever.
The little triangle to do the PlayStation
Yeah,
so that you could have more, the multi-tap.
multi-tap. And of course, arcades have had 4 players for a long time.
Yeah.
X-Men had 6, or was it 8? 6, right?
I don't remember.
Pretty sure.
6?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 6.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was 3 screens, 6
Man,
players.
when you had 6 people all there doing it at the same time, what a feeling.
Yep.
What a feeling that
I
was.
only did it once,
Yeah.
but it was great.
We would be begging people going by on their roller skates. Come on, come play.
See, like maybe some of the things too that we're looking at is like when you take those boxes or those genres is like that might be arcade first
Yeah.
and then co-op second.
Probably.
Whereas like, I don't know, It Takes Two might be co-op first.
I would say
Yeah.
so.
Marvel Rivals might be competitive first, but then co-op second maybe, you know? Like there might be that aspect of it too.
Sure.
I don't know. But I would definitely start with the specific co-op games. I don't know if you would, Rick, or if what you would look at for like starting a ranking
I
of
get
that.
what you mean, though. It's like, technically, isn't Bulbasaur also a poison type?
Yeah.
But I always
But
think of him. He's grass.
But he's grass, yeah.
I just put him in the grass. I easily put him in the grass box and don't think about the poison part.
Yeah.
Yep.
The poison type for Gengar.
Yeah.
but most think of them as ghost types first. You know.
I was just trying to find the most appropriate analogy for you.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of Star Wars references
Not
we can make
really.
here.
Not a lot of Star Wars references to be made.
Best Star Wars co-op game. Would it be
Battlefront.
Battlefront 2?
Probably Battlefront games would be the best. I mean, it's
But
an MMO. SWTOR is an
I was gonna
MMO.
say.
I would say those
Star
are also
Wars
those
Galaxy.
are also competitive
versus.
then, right?
Mhm.
Like that one. I don't. Like, where do you put the Ewok the Ewok hunt?
Sure, right? Oh man, what a fun time.
Didn't the Jedi Starfighter? It had split screen, right?
Jedi Starfighter and Starfighter both allowed you to play as like you're the main character, but then
Yeah.
they always had another character that could play the
The wingman.
as well as your wingman.
Yeah.
Yes, Lego Star Wars.
Oh
Someone
yeah,
said in the
Lego
chat.
Star Wars.
That's a co-op game for sure.
Yep.
I mean, you can play it solo, but it's also very fun.
You
for
can
co-op.
play solo and as solo.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And Jedi Power Battles, that was multiplayer, wasn't it? Woo! Gar.
Gara.
Thank you, Gara.
Thank you so much for
so much.
25 gifted subs. Thank you so much.
Congrats to everyone who got one.
Yes, make sure
you say thank you
Yes, that.
and or sub hype in the Twitch chat. Yay.
Praise to the Kazekage.
I agree with Jake in that we need a 4-player co-op Republic Commando
Ooh, that
Yeah,
would be so
that would be
cool.
as a
Cool.
Bad Batch game.
Yeah. Ah, damn it.
Was
World's worst because that doesn't exist.
Was Republic Commando, was it 4-player?
Single.
Or 2-player?
Single player.
Or just single player?
Yep.
Dang.
You
I never-
played as
I never played it. Scorch?
Sarge or
Oh.
Yeah, it's been too long. I can't
Well, Eric
remember.
looks at that. Visions, I think I answered you earlier on Elden Ring, but thank you so much for the super chat on YouTube. It said, are you playing Elden Ring, Aaron? And I said, I will at some point, but not right away.
YouTube, someone asked if we've hell dived together. We have hell dived on stream.
Yep.
And some of us continue to fight the fight off stream.
I'd play that again. I haven't played that for a little while.
You haven't
Yeah.
played it since the new enemy type has been announced.
I have not
Or-
played against
or-
a new enemy type, no.
Yeah.
I have. It's
boss?
wild.
Yeah,
It's fun.
boss.
It's fucking crazy.
And Aaron, now the Terminids have a predator strain,
Predator.
and they
Yeah.
are motherfuckers.
Oh my god.
Wait, what do you mean a predator? Like, what do you mean when you
You
say
know-
predator? What do you mean predator?
You know the little guys that were like really jumpy and they like
With the
stun you?
wings?
The little tiny
Oh,
wings, not the
little
big
one.
wings.
Okay, yeah.
They turn invisible now.
Yep.
There was already an
And
invisible
they're
one, right?
stronger.
Wasn't there already invisible?
The big invisible ones, yeah.
So
now the
there's
little ones go
smaller
invisible too.
ones, man.
And the big ones, there's a predator version of them.
Yep.
And they're way faster.
Yep. It's rough.
It's actually terrifying.
All right.
Like a patrol of the little ones that turn invisible, there could be like 2 or 3 little corpse crawlers running around, and they're a bunch of invisible guys that you might not see.
So you just shoot the little guys, and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of
And they
invisible
like
dudes? Oh man.
they start attacking you.
Maybe we should play that again, like next Friday or something.
Yeah. No, we definitely should. That'd be a lot of fun.
It's rough out there.
I unlocked super hell dive difficulty, which is difficulty 10.
Wow.
It's tough. I have not played a super hell dive yet though.
Yeah. Maybe we can do Helldivers. I know Rick won't be here tomorrow.
Correct.
But maybe next Friday we can try to do
Next Friday would be good. Yeah.
They
Because if we play it, I'd like Rick to be there.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
they introduced cars that you can drive.
Yeah.
Cars.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, hot dog.
And so we had we all chose that. We picked them, and then we had a race out into the Forbidden Field. And so whoever survived the longest won.
to the Forbidden Field.
Yeah. Once you leave the operational zone,
when it
Super Earth
counts you
deems you as
down
a
to, like-
traitor.
Yeah.
So they start shelling you with orbital bombardment.
Oh, that's what happens when you stay out there too long?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So-
thought you just died. They just start shooting at
They
you.
start shooting
Yep.
at you.
Why don't they do that for the guys I'm fighting?
It's because you have to call it in. It's far worse for you to betray Super Earth than for you to be an enemy of Super Earth.
That's ridiculous.
Because you knew the correct way to begin with and you strayed.
All right. But yeah, I'd be game to play that maybe next Friday then.
I would totally be down for that.
Cool. Now we figured that out then. Super chat from Depth says, as kids, my brother and I played Bugs Bunny and Taz Time Busters, a surprisingly scary Looney Tunes co-op game. Sadly, my brother is uninterested in replaying it with me.
Oh,
Damn,
Sorry,
and
depth.
I completely forgot about the game until you said something. I have to add it to my list
I don't think I've ever played it.
because I've played that. I rented that way
I've
back in
never-
the day.
I'm not sure that I've ever heard of that game.
I did spend some time. Like I know Rick has a list of games that he's played.
I do.
I kind of started making that, but that was because I started making a list of games from my childhood that I never beat. And I thought about maybe trying to go back and like attempt to beat games I never beat as a kid. Which is a few of them that like I know were harder games when I was younger, like Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
That's rough.
Like that one was one that I was like, dang it. But
I've
also,
never beat that one either.
Batman Forever was one that I'm like, man, and I think Rick and I tried and we got so close. That was co-op, Rick. You
We
put that in
could-
the top 10.
And we could. I wouldn't. We could.
I wouldn't, but we could.
But we should play through that one again because I think we could beat it now.
Yeah, right? We're better than we used to be, I think.
In some things, yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm worse at like Tetris than I used to be. Maybe. I'm not sure.
I tried to beat Super Mario World from my childhood again. I still can't do it. You've never beaten Super Mario World, Babatunde? I've been trying to convince Calvin to stream Super Mario World because he's have you ever played any Mario game?
Yeah,
Super Mario
like
Maker.
Mario Maker
just-
that we did?
Just like what we have for stream. I've never owned a Nintendo console before the Switch, so
I would bring in my Super Nintendo, or we can just play it on the Switch now because you can play on the Switch. But
we have one of those.
I never played
console
that one
things
either.
We could
we do,
use,
yeah.
Use the
You never played
emulator
Super Mario
console
World
thing.
either?
No,
Damn it, Rick.
I didn't have a
Eric,
SNES.
you played Super Mario World, right?
Yes, of
Okay.
course I have.
Damn,
Oh,
I,
good.
I was hoping everybody was going
What
to go
an
with
amazing-
that.
If no one else here has played Super Mario World, I'd go crazy.
I wouldn't be the same person without that game.
We'll just make that next Friday. we're all playing Super Mario World.
Yeah, and I'll play it in the meantime. We just need to play.
I think I played the
most.
most Mario games here, but I haven't played World.
Haven't played World.
Nope.
World's probably my favorite, but I also like that was like my first Mario game. I think at least the first one I owned, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I don't think it takes that long to beat. I think it takes a long time if you want to like unlock all the things.
Yeah,
if that
sure.
makes sense.
But I feel like I could beat it in a day if I wanted. Like
You could definitely beat it in a weekend.
an evening,
Yeah, in a weekend for sure. Like I think when Calvin finishes Split Fiction, he should play Super Mario World. Chat, what do you think?
Chat.
Come on, chat. Tell him.
You trying to make me switch my game for April?
No. Finish Split Fiction
Okay.
and then Super Mario World.
But there's
No, his next solo game. that
Jake
he
has
wants
a
to do.
plan. We can't mess it up.
I'll ruin his plans.
No, we're not messing up the movies. We're not messing up the games.
Calvin, you know what? That one thing we talked about, like you could just that one game, we could just change that whole game. Super Mario World.
Yeah.
It's possible. Need y'all to revisit Sea of Thieves. That's not Super Mario World related.
not.
Darn it.
It's co-op related though. And that's how we got on this topic.
Oh
True.
yeah, that is.
I have never played Super Mario Sunshine. The Sports Campus, has any one of you played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2?
I have not.
I have not, but my sister Lessa plays the shit out of those games.
I haven't played 1. Let alone 2.
I own. I think I own Kingdom Come Deliverance. I was considering getting into that style of like the medieval
It's like a
civilization,
RPG, right?
Yeah,
Is that what it's
kinda.
like?
Yeah.
but it's also a little bit chivalry, a little bit like civilizations, a little bit. It's a lot of aspects of games. It has a very deep. That's what I own. I own Mountain Blade, not
Mountain Blade, okay.
not
I've heard of Mountain Blade.
the other one. I can't even remember it now because I haven't heard of it, or I don't own it rather.
Okay. All right. I didn't see enough people saying Super Mario World, so I'm sad.
Day 450 of petitioning Aaron to
And-
play Mass Effect and experience what Eric has. I've experienced it too, just as a point of record.
I haven't played it.
Yes. If only there was a co-op of Mass Effect. That would
I
be
haven't played
amazing.
it. Although I would agree it probably goes on the top 25 Xbox 360 games of all time.
Yeah,
Probably.
does.
Baba Tunde said, "For me, please, Calvin, beat Super Mario World because they can't. They tried." Mass Effect. Yeah, I got a lot of games to play though. So Eric's already played that. You know, like I still haven't played like Horizon 2, you know, or Bloodborne. No one else here's gonna play Bloodborne or Elden Ring.
I would play.
I played Elden Ring.
I would
Disproved.
I would play Bloodborne.
Would you?
Yeah.
Well, I need people that want to play that Elden Ring 3-player co-op game coming out.
No, I would play that.
I might.
I don't want you. I want you to play Elden Ring.
I tried.
I have the most experience with Elden Ring of all of us, maybe.
I tried Elden Ring. But I couldn't get into it.
Really?
Either it was too difficult for me, or I couldn't get engaged. Like nothing. Like they never told me what was going on.
It's very difficult to know
need
what you're supposed to do.
There is
in
a
those
lot
games.
of lore and
Yeah?
story
Yeah.
in the game,
Yeah.
but it's not like they give you a cinematic that
not
give you
narrative.
a whole bunch of like
Sure.
information. Like you gotta
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
There's
Eric,
not like
the-
here's your next objective, nav point on the map, and
like so much of your information in story is by picking up items and then going into your inventory and reading about those items.
Yep.
Is a lot of the information you get, and then like sometimes you get other information from other parts in the
Sure.
game.
Which you love that in Mass Effect.
Yeah, but in addition
codex.
to like
Oh, yeah.
characters and narrative and stuff, you know, like I could just go and never watch movies and just read the Wikipedia articles about them, but I would rather experience it as a story. I don't know.
No, I agree with you, Eric.
Yeah.
Nemos also
So many people
agrees
loved
with
it,
us.
you know?
They said, "Fuck FromSoft storytelling."
It's usually not a thing that I super focus on
Yeah.
in it.
Sure, I get you. People are going for it for different reasons, and it's probably a lot of it of loving the previous types of that game, and this being like the big giant version of that. And I never played any of those games either. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is that. When's that come out? Isn't it soon?
The
The
DLC.
The
The
3-player,
Elden
yeah,
Ring?
like Elden Ring thing.
Yeah, I think it was like March
What is
sometime,
it
wasn't
called?
it?
Night Rain, right?
Night
Yeah.
Rain. Yeah.
Night. I don't know if it's a DLC or its own game.
I'm
And
pretty
you-
sure.
And you can't play it as 2.
Yeah.
Release date? May 30th.
Oh, it is its own game.
Standalone.
Yeah, it looks like
So
it.
you can buy that without having to buy
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, and you can play it.
I think it's its own thing.
Okay, cool.
My only thing is when playing through, I wanted to start older so that I wasn't used to mechanics that don't exist anymore in older games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like trying to play when playing Mario Maker. If you're in like Super Mario World, but you've been used to the newer one where you can jump off walls,
Yeah.
you might try to jump off a wall and be like, "What? I can't jump off a wall?" It's like, no, that wasn't a thing yet. You know, like
That's really gonna suck because I didn't know that was not a thing back then.
yeah, you can jump off walls.
That fucking sucks. That's like my one way of maybe saving myself if I miss a ledge.
Yeah, I have heard of Vatavidya for FromSoft stuff. He does like some lore videos. I think when I beat Dark Souls 1, they're like, okay, watch this so you understand the lore, because I did not. But yeah. Anyway, if we have 3 people, if like me, Calvin, and Rick want to play the Night Rain, maybe we could try that. I don't know how tough it's going to be, but it probably won't be easy.
Not easy, for sure.
I also don't know if it's set up where it's like if one person dies, is it all over, or you know what I mean? Like in Cuphead, if one person dies, the final person kind of maybe pull it out.
Yeah.
And-
What is the respawn mechanic of a 3-player FromSoft game? Do you have to survive the battle and then go to a campfire or a site of grace, and
To bring
then
them
you can
back?
res the other 2 players?
Yeah,
or
I don't know
something?
how you do that part of it or not.
Yeah.
It can't be harder than us playing online Turbo Tunnel from that new Battletoads game.
The Turbo Tunnel, we
Yep.
beat that though,
I
right?
know.
We made it through, didn't we? At least one of us made it through.
We might have, but I don't think we did it as 3. I
we
think
not?
we only did it with 1, because when you're 1 player, you get 3 lives and
When
you can
you're
keep
3
going.
players, you're all the lives
Yep.
already.
Yep.
We spent so much time on that.
Yep.
You weren't here, were you, Calvin?
No, I don't think so.
Fuck you.
That's one of the hardest things ever. And
It was pretty tough. It was
I
crazy.
believe it. How
I
long ago
think it was
that?
only so hard because we were doing it online. But man, it was
maybe.
rough.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Well, did you want to talk about? We went on to like an entirely different gaming subject
We did.
Yeah.
before you brought up the gaming subject that you had initially talked about.
Switch subjects.
If we want to. So this list on IGN was released some years ago, but it was recently updated.
Okay.
And I saw it going around and different people talking about it and stuff. But it's the top 25 Xbox 360 games, according to IGN. Despite never owning a 360, I had opinions.
I never owned an Xbox ever of any type.
Of
of any
kind.
time?
But I generally, if it was something I really wanted, I played it on PC.
I owned a 360 for a couple months, and then it stopped working.
Ow.
Damn.
But that's the only one that I ever owned.
I had a
You had an original.
Xbox, Xbox 360, and then I borrowed a Xbox One for a bit. I didn't play much on it, but I did. It was in my house for a while. I had games for it. Yes, Baba, for DVD purposes. It was a
you
DVD player.
You got opinions on the list, huh?
I do.
Okay.
So should I just like speed through the list, or do you want to talk about the games, or how do you want me to do this?
Should we start at the bottom and work our way up?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Just
Sure.
go through it, and then we can talk about like our thoughts on the list and what games we think should have been on there.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Sure.
Sure.
So the first one they have on the list is South Park: The Stick of Truth, which is the South Park RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I never played it, but I love the difficulty setting gag that was going around about it. Did you ever see that, Aaron?
I'm familiar with it. Yeah, I've never played it, but I wanted to.
I've beaten it.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a South Park fan.
Sure.
I've caught like a couple episodes back in the day or whatever, but I think it's a tremendous game.
Really?
And
I have to play it.
yeah, it's very funny. It's sort of a JRPG style turn-based mechanics.
Yeah.
And I think it's solid as an RPG, but it's just a very funny game.
I know that Matt and Trey are like super serious when it comes to their JRPGs.
Yeah?
Like, they're
Really?
really into it, and they were really into the development of that game.
Cool. But yeah, I like it. I don't think it's a top 25.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a solid game.
Okay.
The next game on the list is Fez, which is 1,000% a top 25 Xbox 360 game. I don't think any of you have played that either.
FEZ.
Yeah.
Man, it sounds familiar. I'm trying
It's
to
a
picture it.
2D
Yeah,
platformer side scroll.
Yeah, it's a 2D pixel
Pixel
platformer
art, yeah.
where you can change the orientation of the world. So like you can rotate the world around.
Oh, no. Okay. I see. Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
I have not played it.
And not only is it just an incredible game, but it is quite literally a hint hunt in the form of a game, because there are some absolute incredible secrets in that game. And it's one of those games, unfortunately, if you miss the launch, I don't feel like you can ever experience it again the same way as people who did when it first came out, because like everyone was trying to figure it out together, and like the answers weren't out there. And now all the answers are out there, right?
Gotcha.
Sure, no, I get you.
Oh, this is Toad Tracker.
Toad Tracker.
The Captain Toad game.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about. Like you're like when you're on those little things, you
Sure.
just turn the whole level and it kind of changes how it looks. And
Yeah.
You can, okay.
Yeah. It's a similar kind of mechanic.
That one's a little bit more 3D than this just being straight up 2D though. So
But if you can manage it, and if you have people you can trust who love games, if you could like set up a private Discord server or something and all work on it together,
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best gaming experiences you can have.
Cool.
It reminds me a lot of back in the day, especially in the Japanese arcade games. There were games like Tower of Jiraga, where the games were purposefully obscure, and like a hint hunt, no one person was supposed to be able to solve the game on their own.
Yeah.
And so what people would do is there would be notebooks at the arcade machine, and people would write down the stuff that they figured out.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I love that.
so Fez is sort of like an extension of that.
I love games that that turn players into custodians of the lore that they have to share with other gamers in order to complete.
Yeah,
Like,
Fez is absolutely fantastic.
One of my favorite games that I ever played was Excelsior: Tales of Lysandia.
Yes.
And it was a DOS game. It uses what's the graphic style of that, Rick?
ASCII?
Yeah, ASCII.
Yeah.
ASCII.
Yeah, it's kind of like an Ultima, if you've played Ultima.
I have not, no. But just trying to figure out all the lore, and like I had stacks of papers, like maps that I had drawn out and notes, and like this guy needs this thing and you get it here, and all that kind of stuff. I love that. I'm sad that kind of I don't know, culture around games has kind of died out because of the internet, or at least it's evolved.
Well, and and not just the internet, but like the PS5 has a system to where it will help you through the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can get help if you're stuck. There can be videos. You can ask for help or something like that. I think you can even like offer someone control of your game.
Yeah.
Oh
through the
yeah.
internet, and they can help play it for you or
Sherpa
something.
through it for you. Yeah.
All right, what's next, Rick?
So next one, if you agree that it's a video game, I 100% agree that it should be on the list, and that's Minecraft.
Well, yes, I agree. It's a video game.
Okay.
I think we all call it a video game.
What other kind of game would it be?
I think you have to be ridiculous to not think it's a video game.
I would say it's an interactive video sandbox myself, more than a video game.
But
I don't.
But we've had this discussion before.
I don't understand. Your...
What's the difference between a game and a sandbox?
So
because this has a game loop.
Here goes these boxes.
So I feel like Minecraft does not have. When I played Minecraft, at least, and I haven't played it since before it was even beta, I think. It did not have a goal.
Back before it was like fully done.
So like you could get to the credits of the game.
Yeah.
But
by how? Like by completing like some kind of.
It was the Elder Dragon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so by like
final boss.
By fighting a boss at the end of the game.
But I don't feel like the game is designed to push you in that direction. Like, it feels like a sandbox. It's kind of like if I were to release a list of the best fiction of the 20th century or whatever, like, I wouldn't put novels in with poetry because those are just two different of things to me. And Minecraft, to me, I think is an interactive experience, but I don't think it's a game.
So all video games are interactive experiences.
Yes.
But not all interactive experiences are video games.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying.
Yep.
And Minecraft doesn't get counted as a video game because people don't have a stated goal to get to?
Yes. But we've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
I
I disagree.
I just wanted to bring it up so people that
For the record.
can hear this also think about what you say about co-op games.
Yeah.
Sure. But if it is a video game, Minecraft absolutely belongs on the list. Like
Sure.
it's one of the most influential games of recent times.
It
Yeah.
might belong on the co-op list.
It is hugely popular.
Wait,
Yeah.
is this a co-op list? This is just 360 list, right?
This is just
Yeah.
360.
Yeah.
This might belong on the co-op list, Rick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think like whenever you get to work together on building something and stuff too, like it's so much fun.
Yeah, back when Blind Wave had an official Minecraft server, we had cooperative aspects. We also had factions, which could war against each other.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like, I've certainly seen people, like, speed run Minecraft. Granted, I don't know what it was like in the beginning when you played or whatever. But, like, on the flip side of that, there's people like me who's like, yeah, I'm playing a video game, but I'm using it as an interactive experience.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, Eric, you've been in Terrytown forever. Do something else. It's like, no, I'm looking at these buildings.
Next one on the list is Gears of War 3, which
Okay.
I'll completely agree with.
I would have expected Gears of War games to be on this list.
Sure.
Yeah, I might say 2 personally because I think that storyline is just a little more emotional.
Well, maybe 2
Maybe
is further up the
higher
list.
on the list, Rick. We haven't gotten through it yet. To complain about what games are on the list yet.
Let's start at the bottom. I haven't played any Gears games except for with you guys.
I did the Horde mode stuff.
Yeah.
Played 1 through 5. And speaking of great co-op experiences, I think Gears is fantastic co-op games. So no problems there. Forza Motorsport 4, which I haven't played Forza. So I can't really speak to that one. As far as racing games go that aren't on the list, I would be tempted to put Burnout Paradise on there. As a person who doesn't really like racing games, I played a ton of Burnout Paradise. I think it's one of those games that sort of transcends the genre and is just a fantastic experience overall. And I thought I had one more racing game, but maybe not. I'm looking at my list here.
I feel like we can correct them once I am also informed on what's on the list, because maybe Burnout was on the list kind of thing, you know?
Sure.
It's like, I don't know what to say should be there until I know what all is there, I guess.
Sure. Or what shouldn't be there in place
Yeah.
of.
Okay. Next one's Rayman Legends.
Okay.
I've never played Rayman.
It's really good.
Rayman Legends is fantastic, and
And it's a great co-op game.
it's a good co-op game, and it's a good platformer on a platform that did not have a lot of platformers. Next one is Shadow Complex, which is fantastic. It's a
Shadow.
Metroidvania
Okay.
style game. It was one of the big hits early on for Xbox Live. Is that what it was called, Aaron? The online store marketplace.
Xbox Live, yeah.
Xbox Live
That's what
was
it's called.
the
Okay, yeah.
service.
But yeah, I completely agree with Shadow Complex being on the list. The Walking Dead, the game, which Eric has played.
So like the Telltale one?
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
Have we all played that?
I have not.
have not.
Okay, so just Eric and I.
Yeah, no, that one, that's like the opposite of Elden Ring. In terms of,
It only tells you what to do.
yeah, like, no, that one's more narrative than I feel like it is playing a game sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of Minecraft.
You're just kind of more making choices, I feel like, when I played that one, which I really enjoyed.
And a point-and-click adventure game, again, on a platform that did not have a lot of them. And I really like that game. I'm not quite sure if it's top 25, but maybe.
We need to buy Minecraft and re-release it with the title Minecraft the Game and drive Rick nuts.
The next one would be Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare,
Okay.
which has to be on the list. And you want to talk about most influential video games of all time.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a big one.
Yeah.
yeah.
I played that.
I played a lot of that.
Yep. I played it a ton.
Next one, indie stealth game, Mark of the Ninja.
I am not familiar with this one.
I've beaten that. It's a really good a 2D stealth game where you play as a ninja and you have a lot of really fun tools to work with in order to like get around dudes to do deathless runs, but you can also just kill everyone as you go along. A really good game for the time, and it's available on modern consoles as well. So if you like 2D stealth, I think it's one of the best in the genre.
Cool.
I love that Gara in chat was like, I never had a 360, was caught on it, and then immediately you said Call of Duty 4. And then you said Mark of the Ninja, and one guy in chat was like, Mark of the Ninja! Like all caps, like, yes!
You got some diehard fans in here.
Next one, another indie platformer, Limbo.
Limbo, I know Limbo. I've never
Limbo.
played it though, but I've heard really good things about it.
I think Limbo is a tremendous experience.
I've heard of Limbo, but I've never played it. No.
And it's good to see a lot of indie games on here because I feel like the 360 really revolutionized the indie game market with its Xbox marketplace.
Yeah.
And especially at the time, they were super supportive of indie game developers. I worked on a bowling game where we got some assistance with Microsoft in using their tools, and so like they were super supportive of small indie developers getting stuff on their games, on their platform.
Cool.
Next one up is Mirror's Edge, which is a first-person platformer, which you think that would be a terrible thing, because most first-person platformers are not very good. But Mirror's Edge is one of the good ones.
First-person parkour.
Yes, it is.
Picture a first-person shooter, but like instead of shooting, you're parkouring. That game's so much fun.
I
always wanted to play the sequel, but I never played the sequel. But I played that one.
It's a fun game. I think it has one of the best artistic styles in any game. Like it's so unique and striking.
And it also like did a really good job with the level design. Like you know how Uncharted would have like, where can I go? Ooh, yellow.
Yellow paint.
You know, like
a yellow pipe.
Better follow that. Like they kind of did that style idea too, where like, oh, this helps me to direct me where to go. You know.
Gotcha.
So
that's cool.
But it didn't mean that like you could only go that way either. Sometimes you had like a few routes. Like you could take this long jump, or you could try to run along a wall and do a little bit more platforming thing. You know. It's really cool.
Yeah. I'll have to play that at some point. I really enjoyed playing Dying Light, and that was a first-person like parkour.
It has parkour elements in it too, but a lot more combat in there too.
A lot more combat and stuff, but there is a decent amount of like.
Mirror's Edge is like if you get a gun, like you could have it for a little bit, but more than likely you just drop it and you run. Like that's,
gotcha.
It's more just about the platforming and not confronting the enemies if you can.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Think of like what was it, Outlast?
Yeah.
But if you could like do cool parkour stuff, like you don't really want to fight the bad guys, you just want to get away.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I put that on the list.
Next up on the list is Dark Souls, which again, very influential game in terms of modern games.
Very topical.
Starting its own genre, the Souls-like.
Souls-like is really good.
And I seized Dark Souls as a PS3 game, but I'm sure the 360 version was fine.
Yeah. I mean, Demon Souls was like the PlayStation one, right? I think it was specific to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Dark Souls was after the split of like their company or however things moved up from there. But I think like without Dark Souls, Eric, I don't know what we would have as far as like Jedi Fallen Order.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because Jedi Fallen Order like is very Souls.
Fallen Order, Survivor.
Yeah, in the way that a lot of its aspects and stuff are played and whatnot. So.
Yeah, Dark Souls is tremendous and absolutely deserves top 25 as long as the 360 port was a good one. Next one is Halo 4, which was the first 343 studio. Is that the name of the studio?
Yeah.
There is one. So 1, 2, and 3 was Bungie, and then this was 343?
Yep. Which Halo 4 is a big step graphically over 3 for sure, despite it being on the same platform. I definitely prefer 3, but...
Yeah. Now keep in mind, chat, this is from lowest to highest, so we might see other...
Yeah, it depends on if they...
entries from that franchise.
If they keep that franchise on later or not, or what they do.
That's true. Next one up is Batman Arkham City.
Ooh.
Which again is... it's a fantastic game. I strongly prefer Asylum. So if Asylum is not higher on this list, I would disagree.
You played all the Batman games, right, Eric?
Not all of them, no.
No? Just Arkham Asylum?
Just Asylum.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Played it crouched.
I
the
played
whole
it
game.
crouched.
Because the camera switches when you crouch.
The camera was oriented over the wrong shoulder, and because I'm a very right side oriented person, I was literally getting sick, so I had to play it crouch, which was more immersive because Batman crouches when he sneaks.
Does. He's got those quads.
Yep.
But yeah, Arkham City takes that formula and puts it into an open world. So, fantastic game, and like that series, I think showed that licensed games and specifically superhero licensed games can be really, really, really good. When before, it was certainly more of a mixed bag. The Batman's always fared better than Superman.
Truth.
Next one is BioShock.
Oh.
I have heard really good things about this game.
Yeah, I can't believe you never played BioShock. That always surprises me.
I've never played it. I've debated on playing it for Scream Stream. I'm just not sure if it was like close enough to the style of Scream Stream scary stuff.
I think it would do well for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, well, I don't like the way you said that now. But but I've also just thought about playing it some other time too. But I've always heard good things about it. All three of them, actually, I think I've heard good things about.
Not for me, not all three. But the first one, I think, has really good world building, really good narrative. I'm not a super fan of the gameplay of it. I think, like, it works a little like Dishonored for me, where I think the most efficient way to play that game is not the way that most of the mechanics are structured. Like, the wrench is just too powerful. And like, it has all these cool abilities and everything, but you don't need to use any of them because the wrench is just so OP. But it, like, as far as atmosphere and world building goes, it's way, way up there. And should probably go in the top 25. Next one, I know Aaron will be excited about, Rock Band 3.
Rock Band 3. Rock Band 3 is great.
Which, you know, the younger kids have no idea how big plastic instruments were for a decade.
I believe
maybe?
I just saw an announcement saying a new Guitar Hero game's coming out.
A new one.
New Guitar Hero game. No, not more, and no more Rock Band, but
Just Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero will be coming out, and I'm like, ooh.
Interesting.
So, but no, I love these games, and they were so much fun to like work with your friends on playing songs that you guys love. You know,
Yeah.
especially since I love playing plastic guitar because I didn't have talent for real guitar. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, absolutely.
Did Rock Band 3 introduce the piano?
That's a co-op game.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because they removed it for 4. I'm pretty sure it was involved in 3. I do believe.
Well, the image for Rock Band 3 on the website at least has a piano.
Okay.
Yes, that is actually, yeah. And then
Like
like
a
I saw
keyboard.
the guy on the piano, but yeah, if I look at like what they show there, that's the keyboard like buttons you hit. Yeah, I don't think it kicked off really well, but I enjoyed that so much more than like DJ Hero.
Oh,
Well, the
yeah.
DJ
with
Hero-
the turntables.
Surprisingly fun, I thought.
It was
anyway.
fun, but I didn't enjoy it as much.
Oh, no. Surely not. Yeah. No, I agree with Rock Band 3. The next one I do not like is Fallout 3. But I know a lot of people do like Fallout 3.
Similar to like Oblivion, like that was one that I played a lot of. I felt like, but I never beat it.
Yeah.
Same with Skyrim. I played Skyrim, but I never beat it. Like
I played a lot of Fallout 3.
they're so big and so much to do.
Yeah. A lot of Fallout 3, a lot of New Vegas.
I thought it was really good. I have heard a lot about New Vegas too.
New Vegas is really good. Obsidian.
Red Dead Redemption.
That's the next one.
Yep. Which I very much agree with, despite having never played it. But just by reputation alone, I think top 25 is perfectly reasonable. No one's played the first one, right? Here?
Red Dead Revolver?
Well, yeah, I guess Red Dead Revolver is the first one, but
That's what I played.
that was original Xbox
Gotcha.
and PS2, if I remember correctly. But Red Dead Redemption was 360.
Okay.
Skyrim, next on the list,
Of course.
which I cannot dispute. Although, if I were to only pick one, I would probably pick Oblivion just for historical purposes, because Oblivion made the 360, and the 360 made Elder Scrolls. Before it was
Sure, I
a much
getcha.
more niche franchise,
Yeah.
Sure.
and it just absolutely exploded after that. It's kind of
Yeah.
like Final Fantasy VII for the PS1, where it brought that genre to life to places where it really hadn't been before. But I think Skyrim also is quite good and should be on the list.
Okay. All right. Top 5 then, right?
Yeah,
1,
here we
2,
go.
3, 4, 5. Yes, and this one is cheating. I think it's the Orange Box,
Oh, the orange box.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
which is a collection of Half-Life 2
Hell yeah.
and I believe Episode 1 and 2.
Yep.
There was Team Fortress 2 and there
Portal.
was Portal 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game
This-
was so good.
yeah.
Everyone wanted it on. When I
Yeah,
went to
like, that
GameStop, like
was
everybody
cheap.
wanted the game.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this game. That's a bunch of games.
Great.
Yeah. No, I love the Orange Box. That's how I got introduced to Half-Life, to TF2, and I originally bought it because Portal,
Yeah.
because I wanted Portal, and this game comes with other games too.
I'm actually really glad that's in the top 5.
Yeah,
I am too.
I think it's
glad.
cheating. 1 and 2. I think you should play them on PC if you have an option. Like I don't think they're best on the 360. But they're tremendous games. Next one is Portal 2,
Also really
There
good.
we go.
which is also very good. But again, I think you should play it on the PC if you have the option.
Rick, this is not cheating because they found a way, if they're not trying to do more than one in a franchise, to get both Portals in this list.
Yeah.
And they're both so good.
Well, based on the next entry, they're definitely not following that rule.
That's true, because the next one is Halo 3,
Yes.
Oh, Halo 3, okay.
which I would like if I could only choose one for 360, I would choose Halo 3. The combination of the trilogy and
I think multiplayer is what I know for that. I
Yeah.
played a lot of the
the multiplayer was amazing, and especially the Forge mode, if I'm remembering what that's called correctly.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, which
The map maker and animation creator.
yep, and like gameplay type maker as well.
Mm-hmm.
It just introduced a lot of stuff that had been on the PC FPS scene forever,
Yeah.
but really like made that happen on a console. I think that was absolutely incredible. The next one I have not played yet, GTA 5, which is crazy for me to think that it was a 360 game.
I know.
Yeah. It's had such a
It's
long
been so
lifespan.
long.
Well, that and Skyrim have
Yeah.
been
Skyrim as
around
well.
for so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah,
Sure.
2011 was Skyrim.
But I mean, there was just such a rush of GTA 3 and, Liberty City and Vice
City, San Andreas.
San Andreas.
The,
And then
the
GTA 5.
DS
yeah,
ones.
this is great. Came with the next one. And it's been a decade. Or more.
6 comes out this year, I think, though, right?
I think so.
Supposedly.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. I hope it lives
supposed
up
to.
my
I've-
expectations that have been fostering for a decade.
GTA 5 was released September 17th, 2013.
Dang.
12 years.
Coming up on
Hey.
12, yeah.
I want to say I've beaten like half of GTA 5, but I never finished it.
Yeah.
I tend to at home, like, that's why I love streaming, because streaming I think pushes me to finish story-based games. Because at home I often will start a story-based game, and then I'll have friends or someone where it's like, oh, you want to do this together and play, Marvel Rivals, or playing Dead by Daylight, or whatever online game we're playing, and I will tend to go to that versus the solo single-player story lots of times, just to like hang out with friends and stuff,
Yeah.
So I do want to beat GTA 5, especially before 6.
And then the last one on the list is another cheat, but it is Mass Effect Trilogy.
Oh,
Well,
no, that's 100%.
Rick, they didn't want to put all 3 games on this list.
Yeah, because it would have taken 1, 2, and 3 respectively.
I agree with that.
But yeah, like having not played it, I still have to agree that it's certainly one of the best 360 games.
Interesting. Okay. I have not played it either. I know it's really good.
Garrus is in chat. Hell yeah, a cheat I like.
Cheat I like. See, my thought with it too, like as far as the list goes and everything, is especially for 360 games, I feel like I'd want to prioritize the ones that were exclusives, that were probably like but if it's not the best exclusives and you're
I
just
get what
looking
you
at the best games to play on 360.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't exclude, like, these are really good games, but yeah, they're also on PlayStation or whatever,
Sure.
Well, and like for some of those, like Bayonetta as example, like it was by far the best on the 360. Like the PS3 game was just broken. So like it's almost a 360 game, even though it came out on multiple consoles.
Sure.
Which I might put Bayonetta on that list, the top 25. I'm not sure, but there are some exclusions that I think that are a little ridiculous. The fact that there's no Geometry Wars Retro Evolved,
I've never heard of that.
I think it's crazy. It's an arcade style game, and it was, from what I remember, like the first big hit for Xbox Games Live.
I remember, I'm looking at what it looks like, and I remember the visuals of this. I never played it, but
Yeah, it's a fantastic arcade experience, but it really, I feel like, set off the dominoes to where we are today, where like indie developers could make a game that was a huge success, that sort of led to the creation of that market. In addition to it just being one of the best arcade-style games of all time, I think.
I guess part of it is like, what's the idea of this list that they made? Is it meant to be
the best Xbox 360 games of all time,
okay?
both on disc and from Xbox Live Arcade.
Okay. I mean, maybe it's like when you look at like, okay, all the games are out. There's not going to be any more 360 games that come out.
So it says here, taking into account each game's longevity, influence, innovation, and above all, how much fun it is to play.
Okay, so it is looking at influence a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then that takes out anything I was going to say, because it's like maybe influence isn't what they're looking at, where it's like, you know, this game came out and like Oblivion. If Oblivion really helped Elder Scrolls, but it's like, if you have a choice between Oblivion and Skyrim, most people are probably going to say Skyrim's going to be better just because of newer things they've added in and done or whatever. You know?
Sure.
And Oblivion 2 also, you know, maybe not the best trend in gaming, but you can thank that for micro paid DLC.
The DLC edition, sure, yeah.
For like horse armor and everything.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, microtransactions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
So like, not all influence is good.
Yeah. Thing I remember about that game was a town down in the far south of the map had a little house that had like, it was like haunted. And then once I got that house, I started putting all my extra shit in there and organizing it. Like, here's my house. Here's my sword up on this mantle. Here's my stuff on these shelves. And I had so much fun decorating that. And then I came in one time and things weren't loading right and stuff disappeared and I was so mad.
Yeah.
That's weird. I never had that.
I was so mad. I think I put too much in there and it was having trouble organizing it all or something.
It was probably like an object persistence. Like
sometimes things would just be falling off shelves and laying on the ground and stuff too. I had to fix it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you played, you know what I'm talking about. But
But if you're going with like 360 exclusives, I think Lost Odyssey not being on here is a big shame. I would put that above South Park. That is a JRPG, and Xbox 360 did not have a lot of them, but it did have that one. And that one, from what I understand, is incredible. It's one of the games that I'm most sad that I didn't have a 364 to play.
yeah, I might also put I'm trying to think what it's called. I'm trying to find it, but it was a zombie game in a mall that I'm pretty sure was 360.
Oh yes, a Dead Rising.
Yeah, Dead Rising.
Yep.
That's right.
With,
I think it was an exclusive, but maybe it wasn't. But
No, it was.
I feel like maybe it was 360 and not like Xbox, right?
Dead Rising was 360. Yeah, starring Frank West.
Yeah.
the wartime photographer.
Like,
I'm surprised you like that game because of its time mechanic.
well, yeah. I mean, there's things that maybe I don't like as much, but I think that the time mechanics not too bad in that.
Okay.
But I also really love the creativity of weapons in those games. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just cool and like it's just a what are those games? Dang it, where like you're on a battlefield against a bunch of soldiers.
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, it makes me think of like Dynasty Warriors, but the enemies are zombies, and you're just destroying tons of zombies sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I just think that that's a lot of fun sometimes. Like you just want to like
Yeah, I would definitely agree with Dead Rising ending up somewhere on that list.
And I think the story that I remember, I don't know if I ever beat it, but I think the story I remember was fine. Like it was a pretty interesting, decent. Like you're stuck in a mall, and here's what you got to do.
I'm surprised there's no fighting games on this list. Like it might not have had an exclusive one, but I'd probably put Street Fighter 4 on there personally.
Street Fighter 4.
I think that's just a tremendous fighting game. It came on other platforms, but from what I remember, I think 360 was the choice for most fighting game players for PlayStation. Although it's been a while.
I know you questioned Forza, but I think it is kind of like the Gran Turismo of Xbox.
Yeah.
Like I think like what they do in pressing, I think they're always like, if you want a racing game and you can only pick one, you should probably pick Forza. You should probably pick Gran Turismo. Now, if you want more of the arcade style, I think that might be a little different. But.
Sure. And yeah, there were two great Burnout games on the 360, I think, because didn't Burnout 3 Takedown come out on the 360 as well? Or was that original Xbox?
I don't remember. I just remember playing Paradise.
Yep. Both those games are fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Deus Ex Human Revolution isn't on here. Because I think that is just a fantastic like open world RPG sci-fi game. Again, it's not 360 exclusive, but it is one of my favorite of those type of games ever. Like, personally, I would choose those over a Skyrim or in Oblivion.
Or Oblivion. And Elder Scrolls. But I think most of the top 10 I'm pretty good with, though.
Yeah,
I think they're all
I think
pretty
so.
good games.
I think they're all really, like,
Um,
definitely wouldn't probably take them off.
the ones I might question are just the ones I don't really know too well about.
Sure.
And then there's some other ones that I'm like, man, I think this should be here, but I don't know some of the other ones enough to be able to like argue why they should be there over other ones, I think.
The last one I'm kind of surprised about would be Crackdown, because that was another one.
Crackdown.
Yeah, if you remember Crackdown,
Yeah.
that was an open world action game where you were kind of like a superhero almost, and it unfortunately was a game that had a very good game to start, and then it got bad quickly, and people have just kind of forgotten about that. But like it's one of the first games I think of when I think of the 360.
I remember this. Like I said, a lot of this is during the time of me like being at GameStop, and if I was at least familiar with most games, if not having played them. So a lot of it's me recognizing the covers and then, oh yes, Crackdown. Like,
Yeah.
I remember that, but I don't think I ever played it. If it was a superhero city game I played, it was Infamous.
Infamous, sure.
I played that one.
That was PS.
That was a PlayStation exclusive
yeah.
one.
Yep.
But yeah.
All right, yeah.
All right.
I got a lot of great games for the 360 for sure.
Interesting. No, we talked about games a lot, but you mentioned that, and I'm like, man, I'm curious. What are the top 25?
Sure.
I'm glad that Portal 1 and 2 both made it on the list, though.
Me too.
Even if it was Orange Box to get a few other games in there, too. 'Cause I think what is in the Orange Box, almost any of them individually should be on the list.
Absolutely.
So why not
Yeah.
just put all of them together on the list?
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with Mass Effect Trilogy, where it's like, probably all of those individually should be on the list. Why not put them all on the list?
It's such a shame that Valve doesn't publish/develop more games, because like that last group that they did are some of the best of all time.
Yeah.
So,
Aaron was at GameStop giving people back $10 for returns and stuff. I mean, I didn't create the system. I just worked there.
You just did the actions that people took advantage of.
you didn't even really benefit that much from the system.
No. Though it was cool, I got to like borrow games without having to buy them.
That's
And that
pretty-
was cool. I could like check them out for like 4 days.
Yeah.
And I did really enjoy that as a perk. Where it's like, oh, cool, we got these pre-owned, let me borrow that.
That would be cool to have like your own personal like game rental library.
Yeah, I didn't have to go to Blockbuster because I
Yeah.
could just borrow it from GameStop.
Well, it also like it's kind of a benefit to the company as well, because you're allowing your employees to use this resource that is still going to be good, you know. It's not like you're using it up by playing the game, and it makes your employees more knowledgeable in their field.
On the game to sell it and
Yeah.
to pitch it or whatever. If
It's
people
like
if someone comes in looking for
and job training.
yeah, if you're looking for a shooter, it's like, oh man, I just borrowed this one, I just played it, and this is what I can
Yeah.
tell you about it. So it was nice to be knowledgeable about the game. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, like shout out for Xbox Live, for Xbox Arcade, for the 360 controller, which I think is one of the best controllers, and the opposite of a shout out for the Red Ring of Death.
Yeah.
The opposite.
No, I do have to agree with you there. The 360 was a huge move forward over the original Xbox controller.
But we also had the GameCube controller already. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the GameCube controller.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did anyone have anything else? Or did you guys want to take questions from chat, or where are we at now with? I want to make sure I didn't skip any topics from anybody.
That's all I got.
Oh,
Calvin,
I didn't
you
have
good?
anything.
Eric, did you have anything that you wanted to cover? Anything? Because it's at 4:35 now, and I know there are some questions that have come in. Some of them might be game related too, but I don't know.
I mean, the only thing that I had available was just like some like would you rather questions or whatever. But if we just want to do regular questions, we can do questions.
oh, okay, I got you. Why did Superdor say hint hunt?
Oh, I talked about the hint hunt on the last Rivals stream
Yes.
we did.
Friday. Yeah.
Yes, it's
I don't know
past
what
Friday.
more we want me to say, but if there is, I will say it.
What do you want from me? But if you guys do have other questions you want to submit into Twitch chat, let us know, and we can discuss some things here for the next little bit before moving on to other things that we've missed. All right, MG, I don't know how you say it. Hey guys, hope y'all are well. And before Aaron messes up my name, dang it!
Flip it.
It's just MG'd, as in deer.
Aaron, for that, you have to refund his points.
No!
You have to.
Yeah.
My question is, will you guys be doing an Arrowverse podcast now that Superman and Lois has ended? We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on characters plus season arc, etc. Eric and I have talked about doing a Arrowverse podcast. We haven't scheduled it or gotten it set up as to when. So we're still kind of discussing different things with it. But now that like all of those are done and they're moving into James Gunn's stuff era, I guess.
The Gunniverse.
Yeah, the Gunn era. They're gonna. We talked about trying to do some kind of Arrowverse kind of wrap up. Just talk with you guys about things that you guys like that maybe we never got to talk about. Like trying to look back at like different things that we've missed, but trying to figure out what all we want to talk about with that. There's a lot over. Arrowverse.
It's a huge era, and it also kind of like, for me, like nailed the you gotta watch every one because they're all in the same universe feel of across a network, you know?
Yeah,
which was fun, but also a lot of work to make sure you covered everything.
So we definitely want to do one of those MG'd. We just don't know exactly when. So hopefully we'll have more information soon on that.
Yes.
Yummy samosa. How confident are you guys that the four of you combined could name all of the original 151 Pokemon in under 15 minutes without hints or looking them up online? Would be fun to see you guys attempt the Sporkle online quiz someday. I don't know what Sporkle is.
I think I'd have 15 minutes.
15 minutes to name 151 Pokemon.
I mean, I used
all
to...
four of us together.
All four of us together.
All four of us together.
I'm 99% sure, and my only 1% is that Aaron has a stroke.
Sure.
Yeah.
That I just like,
Pretty much.
God, who are we missing? I can't remember.
I mean, look, I was a nerd for that video game when I was a kid. Like, I used to be able to name all of the Pokemon in order.
Yeah,
In
me
order,
too.
yeah.
Like, you could say, like, what's 56? You know, I'd be like, this one. I don't know now.
Sure.
You know?
Isn't it Nidoran?
No.
What is it, Eric?
I don't know.
56
Nidoran's
is not Nidoran. It might be Growlithe, maybe?
Yeah, is it?
I don't know. You want me to look?
Mankey.
Let's look it up.
Oh, Mankey.
Mankey?
Huh?
It's Mankey,
Okay.
you fools.
You didn't know?
I can't do that anymore. But I think I'd be able to...
Do they have to be in order and numbered, or
I don't
do
think
we just
so.
have to name them all?
I think it's like states, like name
Yeah.
all the states, and you always forget one, you know?
Growlithe is number 58.
Close, Aaron.
Dang
That
it.
close.
Which number is Nidoran?
Nidoran?
Nidoran's early.
Probably.
Is it like in the 30s or something?
Probably not 20s. It'd be, let's see. I'm using my Pokemon cards to like visualize them.
Like
I
count
think it
how
might
many?
be in the 30s. I'm gonna say Nidoran is like 35.
32.
Rookie says
Damn it. Close
29 and 32.
Yeah.
Was that like Nidorina? Or?
Well, Nidoran and Nidoran. There's a Nidoran male and Nidoran female.
Yeah,
Because
right.
you feel like
That's
you can
right.
kind of cheat, and I
Same
can think
name.
about like, well, when can you get them in the first game? That was kind of like it's close to their order of the number, you know. You can get Nidoran and Nidorina pretty early.
But yeah, I think who's number 69? I feel like I used to know this.
Yeah, you did. It's Bellsprout.
I don't think it is.
No, I don't
I
think
don't think
it is.
Or Weeping Bell.
Weeping Bell, yeah.
I would
was
guess
trying to think of
Licking
just the
Tongue.
most.
You're gonna go crazy. It is.
Is it Bellsprout or Weeping Bell?
Bellsprout.
Damn.
Ah!
All right, never mind. Never mind then.
I knew it was some kind of funny, like
That's funny
weird
then.
sexual thing.
Bellsprout. Weeping Bell, I think, would be a better one.
Yeah,
but Bellsprout's
probably.
pretty good then. But yeah, Yummy. I think
I
we
would be
could do
confident in Aaron doing it by himself. Like the rest of us also having a little bit of
I'm
knowledge
fairly
about
confident I could do it, but I'm 100% confident Aaron could do
it. Yeah.
I think I could. I don't know if I could do them in order. I'd have to like go
Yeah,
through
no.
batches and be like, okay, who am I missing? And try to sort them that way. The ones that are always tricky are when you have one Pokemon left that doesn't have any evolutions, and you're like, damn it, who am I missing?
Yep.
Kangaskhan, Farfetch, Tangela.
Hitmonchan.
Sometimes I accidentally forget which like baby Pokemon are there now. Like Elekid isn't in the 151.
Yeah, he's
you
not.
Mhm.
Or Magby, or
See, I'm not poisoned by all of that knowledge like you
Yeah.
guys are. Like,
Poison.
I don't know those fucking
Calvin is
anything beyond 151.
See-
I could say, oh yeah, that looks like a Pokemon, but there's no way that I would say that.
This is why the most recent thing I said was about like how we had like Pokemon races and stuff. We haven't had one this year. Like making the next one another Soul Link, but it's me, Eric, and Calvin all working together, not against each other. Like I think that made Calvin's experience worse. I think us working together.
I mean, it definitely did make it worse.
I think it working together instead of him being like, I have no idea what this game is, and I had to race in it.
That sounds like maybe a Pokemality video we could do.
maybe.
Yeah, I think that could be a fun thing to do. Soul Links are tricky, but I think they're fun.
I wish there was a way that we could play the game, like, for the good of like one entity. You know, like you play the game and you do this one aspect of playing the character, and when I play the game, I play this aspect of playing the character. Like I can do like inventory and Pokedex sorting
You're
and
my
stuff like that.
inventory manager.
The PC manager, yeah. I'll do that.
Eric navigates on the ground.
Yeah.
I do the battles.
You do battling, yeah. And we just trade the controller back and forth or whatever.
That could be funny. Yeah, maybe we can do the Pokemon quiz thing. Apparently, the other thing they mentioned is like an online just quiz website thing.
Sweet.
So, Curly Canadian says, when you eventually finish the Naruto series, would you ever react to another long-form anime such as Bleach? Or would you take a step back from multi-year anime?
I mean, we have to do Yu Hakusho someday. Please, God. Does
Someday.
that count? Is that long enough?
How many episodes is Yu Yu?
It's like 114.
Oh, that's so many less than Stargate. Great.
Good.
Yeah.
So that means that we can do it since we can't do Stargate. Okay.
Yep. Stargate
I mean-
SG-1 is. Yep.
I think it would be the answer would be the same as any time we're taking up a series, which is like, can we confidently say we can do this without interruption? Because we always want to make sure if we're starting something, we're going to finish it. You know, we never want to be like, it didn't work out.
Unless we
That
hate
type
it.
of thing. Well, unless you hate it, of course.
Like Sword Art Online Abridged.
but like, you
Nothing
know,
against this creators, I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know it's hard to make stuff. I didn't make it.
No,
You
yeah.
know? So I understand, but
Sure.
I also just didn't like it.
It wasn't. Lots of people do like it. That's great for them. I didn't like it. I don't want to. I don't want to pull it down and validate my own opinion.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be against doing another longer series. I love Naruto now. I didn't love it when we started because I didn't know what it was. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool, and I do like having time where like Naruto almost has a nostalgia to me because it's been, I don't know how long it's been. How long has it been?
Been
We've been
like
watching
4 or
Naruto.
5.
4 or 5 years now.
So like
Yeah.
from back whenever I played the first Dark Souls
Yeah.
game.
Maybe 6. I don't know.
No, you'll be able to like define your life before and then after Naruto because of that huge amount of time you spent with it. But I mean, I love that type of thing just because I love world building, and long form anime just gives you an opportunity to just get lost in the world. Sometimes people might say lost in the weeds, but
Yeah.
Lost in the Weebs.
yes.
Dora says it was a Christmas surprise December 2019.
Yep.
December 9th, 2019. Yep.
Thank you, Dora. Son, let me tell you about the Naruto journey. Gareth says, what was the first game that you guys remember raging at when you were a kid or a teen? It could be an arcade game. It could be a console game. Like, what was it?
Checkers.
Damn
No.
it, Calvin.
I just mentioned it the other day, but that damn Lion King game.
Yep.
During
Dude, Lion
I just
King.
can't wait to be king, and I can never figure out what order the monkeys to throw me in.
Did you ever beat it?
No,
No?
never.
Oh, man.
Never beat it. That Lion King game.
Eric, we should beat that.
Yeah.
We should do...
I mean, I was a kid.
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Wait, could you beat it now, you think?
Probably. I think I'm a little more patient now. I think I understand games and how they work more.
It's not maybe the first, but the most visceral experience I think I remember having was Digimon. Is it just Digimon World for the PS1?
I think so. Yeah.
The first Digimon game, when my Digimon evolved into poop.
Oh man, that sucks.
That was.
I didn't know that could happen.
What the?
What the shit?
I gave the game away after that.
Ah.
Trying to remember my first raging game.
Yeah.
I also don't feel like I rage a lot.
Yeah,
I think
I don't really
I-
rage.
Me either.
I mean, you have to take that back. We have video evidence.
yeah.
All right, so Dark Souls 3. I mean, I did stop playing Demon Souls back on PS3, but I wasn't like a kid then.
Yeah.
I do remember playing. Dang, what was it? Super Mario Kart, or I don't know what it was, but like my parents annoyed me when they were playing with me enough that I said like, "You're not doing it right. Here, just give it here. I'll do it." Like, and I took it away from them at my rage of them playing, I guess. But I don't
Sure.
remember rage. I did play Lion King, and I remember beating that one. I see people talking in chat about Aladdin, but I also played and beat Aladdin, and I thought that was easier than Lion King.
On the SNES?
Yeah, on the SNES.
Okay.
I didn't play the Sega one.
Yeah, I love the Aladdin
I've beat
game.
Aladdin. And I never owned a SNES.
Man, maybe Super Ghouls and Ghosts is like my first one, because I remember like one, it's already a hard game,
Yep.
and I remember being frustrated at trying to beat this game because it's Super Nintendo, and that game is you just play unless you leave your Nintendo on. Don't tell your parents so they don't come in and turn it off because they're worried about a fire or something.
And then if you don't know what happens at the end of that game, that is a very rage moment.
It is, which is why I've never beaten the game, and it's terrible.
It is very unkind.
So I'm gonna say Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It's probably my most like rageful, because like I remember getting to the point where I'm like, "Oh, I'm here, I did it," and then it's like, "Oh, did you know about this?" Like I didn't, and it was awful. So yeah, I'll say Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
I can't remember like ever really raging at a game as a kid. I don't know. If I did, it didn't last very long. I don't remember like actually rage quitting or anything until maybe like getting over it was probably the time that I was like actually
Like mad
like,
at the
truly
game.
angry and wanted to not play the game that was entertaining me at that point, because at points before that I don't think that I would have sacrificed playing a game by being angry. You know?
I mean, you can't call it a rage quit because it was the ending of the game, but The Last of Us made me so angry.
Yeah, fair. It just frustrated me more than like made me angry. I don't know.
All right, Eric, which game did you say? Did you say game?
Lion King.
Lion
Lion
King,
King.
yeah.
That's
But
right, Lion
also,
King.
I mean, it's not really a rage quit in the conventional sense. But when I was playing the first God of War game, I was playing it on like PlayStation Now or Live or whatever it was
Yeah.
that plays it like at a different place and kind of streams it to you.
Oh,
And-
cloud gaming.
And and the quick time events for like the final boss was literally impossible because I could not input it fast enough to register before it went away because there was some type of lag between it or something. So I literally had to, like, the only way for me to get through it was just randomly do it. You know, and it took me like 20 attempts.
Oh.
That was pretty rageful.
No.
I didn't quit. I persevered.
Was that the only one that took you 20 attempts, like on that boss? Like all the other bosses pretty easy?
No, 20 attempts just to do that simple task.
Oh.
No, I mean,
okay.
I struggle in games, but I kind of enjoy
Okay.
struggle in games sometimes.
Okay.
I don't.
I was just
rage
like,
quit.
20 attempts on a boss. Oh, no.
Hey,
No,
man, you're having a tough time, but you can go back and watch my stream of Jedi Fallen Order for the final boss on that one. I did not rage quit. I stayed there for hours.
What were you going to say, Calvin? Did you
No,
figure it?
I thought of a game that I would have raged at before getting over it. It was the Metal Gear race fight.
Yeah, you threw control in my face.
I didn't mean to. I thought you were gonna catch it.
I did with my face.
I meant with your hands.
That's in a recording too, where like
I think so, yeah. Because it's one of our
because we
early.
played through that. Like, yeah, that was one of our first gaming. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't even streamed because we weren't streaming. I don't think we were just
Yeah,
recording
no, we were just
them.
recording it and
And it was-
releasing it as a.
It was
edited.
back before we could like do shortened like long form videos. So like
Yeah.
they were all a bunch of smaller videos too at one point.
Yeah, like 10-minute videos or something.
But yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that Ray fight, man.
that fucking sucked.
We should play through Metal Gear Solid series again.
That would actually be a lot of fun because it's been a few years. I haven't played it.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a long time. That was the last time I think I played through it
That was definitely the last time I played it.
because we were preparing for 5.
Yeah, for the release of
Yeah, and then I think
Phantom
you and I played through all of 5. Eric slept through it.
Pain. Yeah,
That was the beginning of Blind Wave, man.
Yeah, there was a
Putting in
lot
some
of
hours at work.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of
Uncharted 4. I think you were there for that, but you slept through that one too. I think
Yep.
some. You were off and
parts
on.
of it. Yeah,
There'd be times you were playing and you just
Yep.
I'm like,
Eric,
you
What?
want
I'm on stream.
you're on mics. There's a hot mic, Eric. You gotta stop snoring.
I'm here. It counts.
Stealthy Mr. Ninja says, Aaron, have you thought about playing any more of the Life is Strange games? Could be something to play in between the next Souls games you play. I've beaten the first one, the Captain Awesome or whatever that little game was, and then I think I played the first few episodes of Life is Strange 2, but I never got into the rest because they weren't out yet, and then I moved on and just never went back to it. But I always liked the first Life is Strange game a lot. I never got to see the other ones, so I would play those.
Yeah.
I just don't know when I would want to play them yet.
Carmen started the latest release that came out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, so they've released that one then. It's
Chapter 1 they have.
okay.
Yeah.
I might wait on that until I have all the chapters, maybe. Because
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2 or 3 months before the other 2 chapters release. I think they're doing 3 chapters, and it's like either one a month or one every other month.
Yeah.
And they're like longer chapters. I
Most
think
of
they're
them
like
are
6 to 8
episodic.
hours.
And I think
chapter.
6 to 8 hours really.
They're longer chapters, but fewer chapters.
I'd say most of the ones when I played Life is Strange 1, I think it was 5 chapters, and I did like 1 per stream or so. I think roughly, just to explore and look around and everything. I think Eric would like that because it is very narrative, story, and exploratory, where you get to like push the story and learn new things by finding aspects, and it's a really neat game. But
I can't remember what it's called. It's like
I don't think it's True Colors. That was another one.
That True Colors is different. This is like something record.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
I also have to amend my list from the last question too. Brother Battle and
Lost Records, maybe.
Dora, correct. Amnesia Justine.
Oh, Amnesia.
I don't,
Just
say, I don't know if I rage quit or if I stopped for my own mental health.
Well, sometimes it's the same.
Yeah, but that game beat me. I did not beat it.
Aaron did spend an entire Jedi Survivor stream on Ogdo Jr. But I beat it.
I spent 12 hours trying to get through hell in God of War Valhalla.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Literally, it took me 12 hours, but I said I would finish this game in this stream, and I did.
Yeah.
This took a while.
Brother Battle asks if any of you guys have played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Yep.
I've played it some, but I don't think I ever beat it.
I beat it. It's great.
And you guys haven't played it, I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
Might
If
go on
I
that.
would have played it, it would have been during our playthrough.
Yeah.
Preparing for
It's
5.
kind of a spin-off of the main story, so we didn't play it when we went through it.
Might go on that top 25 360 list. Very, very good. We have a hydrate and a posture check.
I was anticipating Knights of the Republic on that list, but it wasn't on there. But I also don't know
'Cause
that
it's terrible.
games. What?
What?
Sacrilege. Minecraft's a video game. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. I was helping.
I love how small a push it takes for Eric to just completely and categorically be against you.
All right, I'll do these last 2. I probably won't get to the last couple here, but Baba Tunde says Hades next for Aaron on Mondays, or the Batman Telltale game would be fun.
Hades is very good.
Maybe, I don't know. I never played Hades, but there's a lot of games I would like to play. And then Mula Kaluki says, anyone watch the Oscars this year? I thought the show was one of the best they've had in a while, plus my favorite movie won, which was awesome. Cool.
I don't watch the full Oscars, but I watched like the highlights and stuff, and it doesn't surprise me because the host was Conan O'Brien. You really can't go wrong with Conan O'Brien.
Brian.
I think they're trying to get him for next year too.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it, and I don't even know if I know what won.
He had a fantastic musical number about like going on too long, and he went on too long with the musical number. It was so funny. This kept the entire Hollywood audience captive.
So, all right, that's it for questions for now. I think we need to go through super chats and bits, and I think there's probably memes.
Ooh.
Are there memes, Jake? There are memes. Michael with a super chat. I can do this one. When do you think you'll react to the next James Bond movie? Well, we've gone through the movies for a little bit. I think someone did a lot of work on that, so we can blame them.
Yeah.
I do think that we're trying to get through a little bit more of the Mission Impossible movies right now, too.
Yeah.
It's the shorter of the two franchises that are kind of similar.
And then we will probably move on to maybe James Bond after that, or maybe something else. But it has been fun going through the Mission Impossible movies, and they've been on early access too, fairly frequently as we push through all those. So there's not too many left of those, but I would like to go through James Bond.
Me too. Some great entries into that.
So I don't have an answer for you when we get to it again.
That's great.
That's pretty cool.
I see
All right. I have to scroll down through all the other bits and stuff.
Only death.
Ryan Whittleson resubscribed for 21 months.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Actually, 78 months total. Says happy 78 months to me watching the podcast while replaying Mass Effect 3.
Hey.
There you go.
Natasha Selena resubscribed with Prime. Subscribed for 20 months. Happy almost weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
Yep.
Diggus Bickus resubscribed for 74 months. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Diggus.
Thank you.
Cass has resubscribed. This is 29 months. Says can't stay, but love you guys.
Oh, I love you too, Cass.
Thank you.
Death has subscribed again for 38 months. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Death.
Me saying that is my on my Dark Souls when someone subs, it says
notification
death,
sound?
my notification sound for
Nice.
it, and it's funny because so often like it either scares me or I feel like it's a prophet. You know, it's like a prophecy being foretold because
sure.
it happens, and I feel like within the next minute I'm dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Like, no, you did this. All right. Sturge has resubscribed with Prime for 7 months. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sturge.
Don't forget you can use your Prime to get a free sub.
To your favorite content creator on Twitch.
We have a first-time subscriber, looks like, from Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick!
Thank you, Pickle
Thank
Rick.
you.
Thank you, Pickle Rick. Welcome.
Looks like Gara gifted 25 subs, which we talked about earlier, but also they gifted another Tier 1 sub. Thank you so much.
Thank
you
you,
so much.
Gara.
And also gifted another Tier 1 sub.
Thank
you so
you,
much.
Gara.
So many subs.
The Fat Bandicoot resubscribed with Prime for 37 months.
Thank you, Bandicoot.
The hunters summon curses.
Yeah, so
Good.
it was like a monster manual, but most of them were somehow rooted in like Japanese monsters.
Good.
So they were a little afraid that they were gonna be cursed.
Morados Gaming subscribed for the first time with Prime. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Dutch Step has resubscribed with Prime for 7 months. Says that's no moon, that's a sub.
Oh,
Thank you.
Maru has subscribed for the first time with Prime. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
you, Maru.
Garrus gave out a community gift sub. Thank you so
Garrus. Thank you so much.
thank you.
much. Stormy Boy has resubscribed for 68 months.
Oh, so close.
Says hope you're doing good, lads.
Next month, baby.
Which is actually going to be a fun month of streams. Stormhover has resubscribed for 47 months. Thank you so much, Stormhover.
Thank you, Stormhover.
Thank you.
And I think that's everything. Is that all the What?
Thank you, everyone, for the memes. A lot of hint hut memes,
Yeah.
which I saw as they were.
That one's really good.
I want to believe.
Oh my gosh. Carmen and I are going through My Hero, and we watched this episode last night. That's so good.
But you're going through what?
We're
Hero.
watching My Hero,
Oh, okay.
going through the series.
Oh,
Welcome
I'm
to the Hall of
behind
Fame.
because I have it on the YouTube.
Oh,
So I don't know which one you're
I
talking
gotcha.
about. I
Yeah,
wasn't on
no.
the right list.
Yeah, that one might be my favorite, or is one of my favorites. of the
that one's
ones
really
I
good
saw.
too. Detective Comics, starring Discord Batman.
Independently solvable.
You got an Eevee in there.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fun.
Obi slays dragons. I like how he has a blind wave eye and a bone.
Bone shield.
Yeah.
Whoa, what
Oh,
the?
this one
what
was
the
great
hell?
too. So they thought they would have to like fold the pages together, and so they took different parts of each of the creatures and
And they put them together
they
to
put
make
them
a,
together.
What
and
a
a
animated
disgusting,
it.
grotesque
It's so great.
abomination.
Uh,
Love it walking around.
Oh, that's great.
I am.
Yes! Yes!
No.
Yay.
You remember
Oh,
when
that's such a great Severance meme now.
I know.
for Skyrim when they put Macho Man as the dragons? Someone needs to do that with Neil Breen, Dark Souls.
Be pretty good.
I'm assuming this is like Rookie.
I'm sure someone can do that.
Dude, this is great.
Good job, Rookie.
Dude, yeah. Oh,
Look at
man.
this.
Can we make like a custom ROM with that?
I love the purple
That
hat.
would be amazing.
The purple hat's so good.
Calvin is in Super Mario.
Calvin is Mario in Super Mario World. Super
great.
Calvin World.
We need to get a sprite artist to make that for us.
Not so Super Mario World.
Calvin World.
Just regular.
That's the last one.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
There's one
sharing
more.
all the
Morlon
memes.
resubbed for 60 months. Thank you so much,
60.
Morlon.
Morlon,
Dang.
80 for 60 months.
Oh, man. All right. Well, while he opens that one up, guys, make sure join us tomorrow. We're gonna be playing Fragpunk, the metric system, the imperial system.
That like measuring stick, that would be amazing.
We need that. That's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, sell them at blindway.com.
That is so good. I love it.
I love it.
License.
But we need to do it as a bookmark.
Bookmark.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But we're gonna be playing Fragpunk. It's a free to play game on Steam. We'll try to bring people in. I don't know how the invite system works in it, but if we can, we'll play with viewers. So join us tomorrow for Fragpunk at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and then join me Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern time to see if I hit 300 deaths, which maybe I don't.
To see when he hits 300 deaths.
Maybe I don't. I only have one freebie, and then I can't die.
You
anymore.
saw the meme, Aaron. Breen is inevitable.
Calvin, what if I went through 3 bosses, beat the whole game with only one more death on?
You still have the next game to play?
That doesn't. It resets.
No,
we
it
start
doesn't.
At 1. I'm not
Nope.
counting it from 3 on. No.
Nope. All right, then we're rounding up.
No.
Come back for more of this.
End the stream.